And the more that they do difficult tasks, the more they can build themselves up to do even more difficult tasks. It's just to get them to start with the first task and not be so scared and be so terrified of, I don't like the term failure, but just say things not working out. That's the crisis right now, fighting with the generation. They cannot handle their idea of things not working out.
Yes.
They just can't deal with it, fight.
It's true.
And I think that as we move forward, there's so much wasted talent because so many people been sitting on the sidelines because they're terrified of this idea of things not working out. And why they sit there terrified of things not working out, things are definitely not working out for them because they're not doing nothing.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
There we go.
And then they lose confidence.
There we go.
Failure is part of the journey.
I'm telling you, fight. I know. You know too. As a man, anybody that do a lot of stuff knows.
Failure is part of the journey, and we have to demystify failure. A man cannot accomplish anything. This is a quote from His Majesty, simply by willing it to happen. It'll be accomplished in its time according to the will of the Almighty. So once you know that, and you have been given this directive from the Most High, and again, the directive, how do you know what it is? You try things, and there's going to be a key that unlocks. You're going to find you either have a great interest or you're going to be able to accomplish something with great ease, something that is beneficial to humanity. The Almighty is not going to empower you as a scammer.
Right.
I don't mean you get the call list and you make 2 calls and you scam people out and you say, this is my purpose. Don't do me that, please. All right? We don't support thieving, no time at all. I'm not saying that you go on 2 missions and you kill 2 men on your first mission, so God send you to go kill. No, but something that's positive, you know what I mean, to the whole. That's how you're going to know what your purpose is. That might be a content creator. That might be a doctor. That might be an engineer. That might be a scientist. That might be a road construction person. That might be a sanitation worker or a custodian. You love cleaning. You feel a joy when your custodians are needed, King. But that don't mean that you can't create a custodian business to inculcate that same spirit of love of cleaning, you know, and create a great service for the world. We have to stop, you know, put people in a box.
Time.
A man might just love cut the grass, you know, and him find out say he met the line there, man, you know what I mean? So that man can be empowered to create a landscaping company. You know, so when we're talking about your purpose, don't think it has to be you're going to march into Vatican with a sword and free up the Vatican library. Maybe that's somebody's work, but that's not everybody. Everyone is unique. You know what I mean? And that's what we have to let our young people to know. And along that way of becoming the world's greatest landscaper, you're going to mash up 2 land more. You run it into the creek because you drop asleep, you weren't thing, and you get fired along the way. But you love it, you know. You're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes. That doesn't mean to quit. It just means you got to get forward and you got to continue to get better. You got to continue to learn, because that's another thing, complacency. You get called to something and then you start to rest on your laurels and, you know, you're not living up to that excellence. And again, the purpose, you know, find your purpose. We are moving into a time of great global instability, geopolitics, war, rumors of war, food shortage. This is not a time to be playing around. This is not a time to be going to work, go home, you burn a spliff, you kick up your foot them, you listen to reggae song, you go a reggae show, you fly your flag, and then you repeat. This is not that time. This is the time to join an organization, invest in black media. This is Gideon boot time. Lace up your Gideon boot and be productive. I'm not sending anyone to pick up guns and fight against any government. This is a spiritual war that we're fighting. The armies of the world are already aligning. They will war themselves. I'm talking to the citizenry of the world, the black citizenry of the world. Now is the time to find your purpose or you'll be consumed. This is mark of the beast time. They're getting rid of cash, black market, all the little hustling where you used to do on the block. All of that, they're getting rid of all of that. You know what I mean? The streets, talk to anybody who's in the streets right now. They will tell you, streets are dead. You know what I mean? The only people, and remember back in the day in the 80s, you had some brilliant minds in the streets. Right now, you don't really have too much. They're either locked up or whatever. The people who are in the streets, I look at them as victims right now because they haven't studied the system that they've trapped themselves into. You know what I mean? The government, you can't get to a certain level without dealing with undercovers right now. And if you do any level of reading, just read one indictment, you would know that. But these people are not reading. You know what I mean? Just do one indictment and you will see how much paid informant, you know what I mean? They're all up and down through the streets right now. So if you were a wise person, you wouldn't get into street life right now. So this is the time for young black males. Forget about the bag because the bag lead to Diddy party. You understand? And it hurt my heart to say that as a Howard graduate, you know what I mean? And Diddy coming from Howard University who had to take back the degree and the money from Diddy because we don't support that over HU. You know what I mean? But when we see these things that were hidden in the darkness coming to light, this is where this chasing the bag life lead to drug use, debauchery. You know what I mean? Confusion, Babylon. We are against that. We are telling the youth them seek the purpose from the Most High, the Almighty, whatever name you want to call him. I hail Haile Selassie I the first without apology. Don't try